Hello everyone, I am Disha ma'am, your learning partner. Welcome to my channel, The Learning Hub. Today, I will be teaching you the poetry that is The Cold Within, which has been written by James Petrick. The poem is a reminder to overcome our personal demons and be open to the wisdom of an egalitarian view. That means in this poetry, we will learn how to deal with the personal ill will or with the personal bad feelings that we are having for others, and how we should have an attitude where everyone is considered equal in worth. That means where there is no discrimination. In this poetry, you will see that there are six people. Alright, how many? Six people are there. Alright, and there is a scenario. Alright, there is a situation. What is that situation? What happened with them? Let's go with its explanation. First paragraph. Six humans trapped by happenstance in bleak and bitter cold. Each one possessed a stick of wood, or so the story is told. So, first three lines are six humans trapped by happenstance in bleak and bitter cold. So, there are six human beings, all right, and there is situation. It is a coincidence, all right, and what is the scenario? It is bleak and bitter cold. Bleak means where there is little or no hope for the future, or we can say there is no hope for the survival. All right, and they all have got trapped. And what they all are having? Each one possessed a stick of wood. Each one of them, they have a stick of wood in their hand. All right, or so the story is told, and this is how the story has been told. Next paragraph. Their dying fire in need of logs. Now, what is the situation? See, it is bitter cold. All right, they all are together. They all have logs. They all are having logs in their hand, and the fire is dying. It is on the verge to extinguish. All right, now the situation you must be understanding: six human beings, bitter cold, and the fire is dying. Each one is having the log. All right, let's see now what they did with that log. All right, the first man held his back. First man out of them, what he did? He denied to give that log to that dying fire. Why? What is the reason? For of the faces round the fire, he noticed one was black. Because there was a black person sitting among them. So he said, no, I am not going to give my log because he is not of my class. Alright? Next paragraph. Let's see what other people have done in it. The next man looking across the way. Now the next man is also looking like who is sitting in the group, who is there. Now he's saying, let's see what he has seen. So one saw one not of his church and couldn't bring himself to give the fire his stick of birch. Now he also saw that there is no one who belongs to his religion, just because of the simple thing that there was no one in that group who belongs to this religion, or who belongs to his religion, right? So what he did, he also denied from giving the stick of birch that he was having. The picture, the second picture is of birch tree. All right, so here that log is said that it was of birch. All right, we can say thin log also. Next line, next paragraph. The third one sat in tattered clothes. All right, what are tattered clothes? Like you can see in this picture, all these like ragged clothes are called tattered one. All right, the third one, we can say that he was a poor fellow whose like belongings were not so well. All right, the third one sat in tattered clothes. He gave his coat a hitch. What is the meaning of hitch? He tried to adjust his coat. He tried to bring his coat closer to him. Like what he was trying to show, that he is mean. and he is just concerned about himself and he is not going to help anyone. He also thought that why should his log be put to use to warm the idle rich? Now, in that group only, there was a person who was like looking like a rich man. So he thought that I am a poor fellow, and always these rich people, they have always misused us, they have misutilized whatever we have. All right, so why should I help this person in this situation? He also denied. He also denied. All right, he didn't give that log to the dying fire. Next paragraph. The rich man just sat back and thought. Now there is a rich man who is there sitting and thinking. What he is thinking? Of the wealth he had in store. In such critical situation also, he is thinking of the wealth that he is having in store, he is having with him, and how to keep what he had earned from the lazy, shiftless poor. These lines tell that he is thinking that how should I save all my wealth from these lazy, unambitious, poor people. He's thinking this. He's not thinking about saving life. He's not thinking anything about it. He's just thinking that the money that I am having, how should I save it from these lazy poor people? According to him, the poor people are the lazy fellow creatures, and he is not ready to help that fellow creature, that poor, that lazy, that unambitious person. Next paragraph. The black man's face bespoke revenge. Now there is a black man. He saw the chance of taking revenge in this situation. As the fire passed from his sight, for all he saw in his stick of wood. When he saw that stick of wood in his hand, he saw a chance to spite the white. That means he saw a chance in it to take revenge from the white people who have always discriminated, who have always racially discriminated them, who have always mistreated them. He saw a chance in it. He saw a chance to spite the white in it. All right. Next paragraph. The last man of this forlorn group. Forlorn group. Here is the forlorn group. We can say the lonely group. Okay, that was sitting hopelessly over there. Still, they were not ready to give the log. The last man of this forlorn group did not accept for gain. He was not expecting any gain out of like anyone. He was not expecting anything from anyone. He was just seeing the person, like these lines say, giving only to those who gave was how he played the game. He decided that I will help that person only who is going to help me, and I am not going to give my services, my assistance to such a person who is not coming forward to help me. This is how the last man played the game. This is how the last man did. Then what happened? Their logs held tight in dead still hands was proof of human son. Now that log, that wood that they were having in their hand, that was a proof of human sin. That represents over here racial discrimination, prejudice, and certain ill will feelings that we carry in our heart for the other human being, for the other human being who is like us only. This log, this stick of wood is representing it all that we hold on to. They did not die from the cold without, they died from the cold within. That means they didn't die from the cold that was present over there, that extreme cold that was there, but they died from the cold within. That means the lack of human feelings like kindness, generosity, selflessness, which was like nil in their spirits. They were not having generous attitude towards other human being. So they died because of this, not because of the cold that was present there, but they died with the cold, with the lack of human feelings that was not there in their soul, in their heart. They were not ready to help anyone just because of religion discrimination, just because of racial discrimination, and such things. So, this was the complete poetry. Now, let's take an overview of it about the story. See, The Cold Within is a poem which seeks to hold a mirror. It is a mirror of our society. Like present situation, coronavirus is going on. We all can see what type of news is going around. I won't linger on it, but we all know what is happening in the society, right? So, The Cold Within is a poem which seeks to hold a mirror against humanity, reflecting how it has degenerated. That means how it has become worse. That means we all have become inhuman. We are not having the feelings, the generosity that a good human, that a good Samaritan should have. Human beings have created many division among themselves like class, caste, race, religion, gender, and many more. This the list is number, like we cannot count it even. Okay, it is countless. The message of the poem is a simple one. If we keep discriminating each other, the world will surely end in chaos. That means if we will just keep that hatred feeling, if we will just keep that feeling of unkindness in our heart, then we will soon be in a state which is filled with total confusion. We will even not like we even will not be able to understand other humans if we will not kill this feeling of ill will from our hearts. All right, the title of the poem is suggestive. Yes, it is truly suggestive, and it is like very appropriate. Of all the negative attributes that human beings possess, cold within. Cold within means the feeling, the hatred that we are carrying with us. The cold here is the resentment and ill will which we bear towards others. The feeling of anger toward others' religion, toward other societies, toward other humans who are just like us. These traits must be overcome, or we shall be consumed by them, just like the characters in the poem. It's like if we will not overcome, if we will not deal with such issues that are present in our present society, then one day will come when we all will be consumed like, or we can say we all will also die like all these six people have died in this poetry. Here the keynotes of the parable. Parable means a story, okay, with a message, with a moral. All right, so this is a parable, a story that teaches a moral or spiritual lesson. So here are the keynotes. Six humans are trapped in a cold situation. I have already told you. Second, each one is carrying a stick of wood. Third, the first one refuses to give her stick when she notices a black person in the group. So, first one is the girl over there. Alright, she notices a black person in the group. Next, so this represents racist. If a question comes that what kind of prejudice it was, or what kind of ill will it was a racial discrimination. Next, The second man does the same when he doesn't find the fellow church member in the group. Okay, so this was a religious bigot. Next, the third one, who is in torn old clothes. As soon as he spots a rich guy, he too refuses to give up his log, right? So next one is the fourth, rich guy also refuses, poor refuses the rich one, and the rich one refuses the poor one. So this is mistrust and prejudice. Both consider each other to be lazy and idle folks. Next is the fifth one, who is a black man. He also decides not to give his log in the fire to save the white woman. As in the very first paragraph, I told you the very first person, she was a girl, she denied to give. Alright, same the black man did in reverse. He also denied to give because he saw that there is a white woman among all the members. So this is a racial discrimination scenario. Next, the sixth one was the selfish person, all right, who decided to help only that person who was ready to help him. So this was selfishness. Now finally, the life giving fire dies out due to their cold heart, and all six of them are found frozen to death, each clutching, even in death, a log that could have so easily saved their life if only they had overcome the barriers of class, race, and religion that divided them. Right? So, I want you to write all these key points in your copy, alright, so that this poetry gets fixed in your mind. So this is the theme of the poetry. The theme is human greed and jealousy, need for cooperation. Like, if they all would have cooperated one another, then they would have saved each other's life, and that could be a win-win situation for humanity, right? Next, futility of discrimination. They discriminated, but in the end, what they got nothing. They got death, and this is not a good result. Next, lack of warmth in human relation. Like, we are like hating other religion people. All right, we are hating other people who are having different color from us, the dark ones. All right, the dark ones are hating the white ones, the white ones are hating the dark ones. What is this? This all is like lack of warmth in human relation. So there should not be anything like this. So this is overall explanation of your poetry. I hope you have understood. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.